We are performing live shows.
You know what? You're welcome.
Okay.
So thank you. How are you, though? How's
good.
How you getting on?
I am good.
How you been since the move?
Good actually. Like when I first moved, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
It was very difficult. Like the first 4 to 5 months, I would say, were very difficult. There's a lot of things I didn't know or anticipate. Like, for one, just like setting up everything, like the bank account, the like social working number, and just
like
the culture. And I was not prepared for the loneliness that I felt. But it wasn't even just like I miss my family, I miss my friends. I just felt very alone. Like I had to start from scratch. You know. So I definitely wasn't prepared for that. But like since then, I have moved into my own apartment.
Lovely.
My career is going really well.
Oh, jeez. Talk to them.
Yeah, I'm just more settled now and it's just a lot more comfortable. So.
And did you move like fresh out of college? I think you were in college, were you?
No,
you weren't even in college.
So I finished college. And then I moved to Maynooth.
Yeah.
So as part of my master's, I had to do an internship in the company in Maynooth.
Yeah.
And then they offered me a job, so I stayed there for a year and a half. And like Deji knows this, like I was dying to get out of Ireland. Like I just felt I just felt like I needed something new.
Yeah.
I was feeling very bored and just like I just wasn't excited. I wasn't inspired.
I hear that.
So I had my heart set on the UK as most of us do.
Yeah.
Interviewed for jobs there, didn't get it.
No. And did you wait to land a job and try to go to UK, or were you trying to like?
No, I wanted to get a job first.
Before,
because I don't really believe in blind faith. I just think I would rather have something set up. So I didn't get a job there, and then I was contacted by a recruiter for this job in Amsterdam, and I'd never been, and it wasn't even a place that I was like, it wasn't on my radar at all. But then I was like, okay, I'll just go for it, whatever. I mean, I want to get out of here anyway. Yeah. And then I got it, and then I took 2 months off work, and then I moved.
Jeez. And how's Amsterdam? Do you have a bike yet?
No, I don't have a bike.
No, everybody cycles.
No, I don't think a bike suits my aesthetic.
What's your aesthetic?
Your aesthetic?
Tell them your
You
nickname at
look
work.
cold on a bike right
now. No.
Wait,
we're not doing that.
The way you dress, is that aesthetics? Like the way, I don't know.
It's just...
You're 36, man.
I don't know. I just don't see myself on a bike. Like, I don't...
Wait, can you ride a bike?
Yes.
Well.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Amsterdam. Like you think you can hold your own.
I've never done it, but what's the different definition of riding a bike well? You just get on and bike.
Yeah, well, see, there's like bike traffic and different like.
Them Amsterdam bikes aren't a joke, man.
Yeah,
that's like just
really,
stepping in a whip.
They're really
just,
hard.
Yeah,
and the roads are
need
very
to move the wheel a little
busy and
bit.
complicated, and I just don't want to put myself through that.
I did it once when I was younger, but you know when you have like you have that youthful exuberance where you're like, I'm free, I can do whatever I want. You're not thinking much, but I think now I'll be like, I'll be on this. I'll be over.
I just can't be bothered. That's why.
No, actually no.
You're not doing Amsterdam right, man.
But no, it's just not my thing.
Nah, fair enough.
I was saying it to the girls here last week that in Ireland they are spoiled for choice when it comes to the dating scene, and they tell me that Ireland is dead for the dating scene. I don't know what they're talking about. Yeah. I think the girls here are spoiled for options. If you ask me, David, personally, they are spoiled.
I'm just spectating the game, like I said.
you're a student. You love context.
Yeah, I like context.
You love context. Well, what's it like over there? Do you like? Is it like thank God I got out of Ireland kind of situation for you in Amsterdam?
For my career, yes. For dating, no.
Oh, mad.
It's not. That's also another misconception that I had. I thought like, okay, you know what I'm like, hopeless romantic. I was like, I'm gonna move, fall in love with a Dutch man, learn Dutch, and
it's cute to still be hopeless romantic.
I thought that was gonna happen, and it didn't. But it's okay. Like it's. Yeah, it's okay.
I thought she was about to cry.
I don't know what she's convincing herself it's okay.
Yeah. You reckon you'll come back to hang out back in Ireland or anytime soon, or you done?
Maybe not anytime soon, but I would move back, but only to live in Dublin. Okay. I think that's the only part of Ireland that I would consider living.
You would actually move back?
I mean,
sometimes I think the only thing holding Deji here is this podcast.
That is what's holding it. We literally spoke about this.
I'll put it in the group chat.
Like the minute we stop doing this podcast, Deji's out of here.
Oh yeah.
Deji's not doing it. That's why this podcast has to blow.
But what if it does blow?
What if it does blow?
When it blows, what are you gonna do when it blows? And then it's like,
then in that case, I have enough money to not be.
That's the thing. Define. This question was asked to me on the timeline the other day because it said, "Do you have to leave to blow?" Define blow. Like, what do you think this? What level do we have to be at for you to say this podcast is blown?
being recognized on like an international level.
Ooh.
For me, that's when I would say you blow.
International? Not just Ireland and the UK.
Not just Ireland and the UK retweeting your stuff.
Yeah.
America.
I can make a good living and I don't have to work in my farmer job anymore.
Yeah.
For me, that's blowing.
Yeah,
once I can quit
Yeah.
and live off the pod money.
Yeah.
I'm not going to live off the pod money, but once
it's the option is there for me. It's like
Yeah.
you can just record 2-3 times a week, because obviously you probably need to do like Patreons and more episodes a week then if you're living off the pod.
we don't have to do more.
I'm scared of the idea though that I'm always chasing something.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you asked there how we'd feel. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's like I'm always chasing something. And we've talked a lot about the podcast about having come downs. Like, you're on one high of the podcast, and then that the next day hits, and you're a bit like,
What's
you know, I
next?
had that
But
day,
I think
what's
in
next?
general,
Like,
we as we're all in our 20s, right?
yeah.
Barely.
In your 20s, I feel like there's almost like a rush of adrenaline you get for like going for the next step.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you want to get a car, you get that car. Okay,
Yeah.
I've got my car, now I want to get my own place. You get it. Okay, you want to get a girl, get a guy, whatever. And I think we need to stop and just enjoy life now.
But we can't help doing that though. Like, it's
I know, but, like,
it's a discovery thing though. That's just like we yearn discovering ourselves a bit more day by day.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like, it's great and all that, and I think sometimes I can't wait to be 30, because the most liberating thing is gonna be for me that I know who I'd like to say I know who I am at that stage.
Yeah.
I probably won't, but like it's like the whole point of my 20s is like discovery sometimes, and that's really the thing. Like, the fact that you've moved now, like, a sense of that isolation is probably because you're discovering yourself and you're having new revelations that like I asked you that time, why did you only come straight from college, or do you only come straight from a master's? Because like you're used to stuff being so kind of communal your whole life that there's people always there, and you're always like built into working towards something, where it's a bit like, no, you're here now, you're on your own, you got to figure this out in yourself. Not everything's as communal, like, unless you're in your job and it's a big team or something like that, or
it's the
like
craziest
you have
thing.
Yeah.
And I think especially living alone was something that I really wanted.
yeah.
And then now I'm like, oh, I miss having housemates, because it's like it's just me in there.
Yeah.
And if I'm having a bad day, there's no one to like cheer me up. It's just me.
Yeah, my brother suffered a bit from that. Like, he was home basically every second week, and he's not really the communicator or the emotional guy, so he wouldn't talk about it. I was like, yo, it's home, man. I thought you moved. There's like a running joke. I'll be snapping him. It's like, Dane, I thought you moved. You're back again. And obviously, there must have been a bit of that, because he was living by himself in an apartment in Reading. He got to a stage there, he moved all his friends over there. Just all his 3 of his closest friends, 3 of them. He was just alone. Now he's there 4 years, and it helped him adapt better having those people. The advantage with the UK is also it's only 1 hour, so like that quick trip home to come home. But hearing this, I'm like, maybe that's what he was going through, especially that first year. Because first 6 months especially, he was constantly back home, and I was like, like, did you not move out to be away from here? So
community is important. Like, you realize you do need to have I grew up that way, having people around me. Like, when I moved to Maynooth, Galway, it was like, it wasn't that far away. So if I had any problems or anything, if I was having a bad week, I was like, okay, I'll just go home, be with my siblings and stuff. But it's like, it's just the craziest feeling. I wanted to do it so bad. And then I got there and I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, my friend, like one of my friends, shout out Morris, he said the same. He moved back to Nige to study, and then he was like, we're the same age. Like, he actually just turned 30 now, and he came to an age where the studies finished, and now you got to think of like, what am I doing next? Am I going to go back to the UK? At the end of the day, is like, at this age where I'm going to be 30 and about to, I want to be close to my community. I want my families to be 20 minutes away. I want my friends to be 15, 20 minutes away. If I am going to settle down anyways, I want to settle down around my community. But like, if I'm still want to go around and explore, then it doesn't matter. At that stage, it's like, I want to be around my people. I want to be around my community if this is the next step in my life.
Yeah, but like, also, if you move, like, and you don't know anybody when you move, it's kind of like, the only people you know is your workmates. And if you don't fuck with people at work,
how else
they're just like...
find a hobby, I guess.
Yeah, actually, that's a thing. Like, how did you make friends?
Well, a lot of the people that I would say are my friends are my colleagues, because there's a lot of people from Ireland there also.
Okay.
But I try not to spend too much time with them, because I really want to try and maintain like a good work-life balance. I don't want everything to be like mixed up.
100%.
But it is hard to make new friends,
especially in adulthood. We always talk about this. Like, how do
you
make
but
friends?
you're always gonna do it though in like foreign environments. Like, I have a lot of like, even on my team, and I'd say I barely. I'd say I only have like maybe 2 Irish friends on my team, and the rest are like foreign, like Nigerian, Spanish, Portuguese, whatever. Like, and they, but the whole thing is they make this active effort more to be friends with you. Yeah. And then when you're out with them, you see like they'll just talk to a stranger, they'll just talk to whatever, because it's their way of adapting.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. You don't feel an urge to do it as much when you're in Ireland, because you're like,
no, because it's more comfortable. Yeah. Like, you already know everyone, and like as much as it was difficult, like it's still the best decision I've made to date. Yes. Yeah. I've grown so much because of it. Yeah. Like I've become so much more like independent. Like I remember when I was setting up my bank account, and I remember talking to my dad being like, this is the first time I've ever like set up anything for myself. Like he would always just take care of all that type of thing. Yeah. Like setting up a medical card or whatever. Like I didn't know how to do that. Like it's easy, but I never had to do it.
I never had to do it. Yeah. And there's that saying adversity introduces a person to themselves. Yeah. So sometimes you have to go through stuff, and we talk about like how a heartbreak or bullying or just those things they introduce. You find out who you are. It's like it's okay. It's me against the world. What am I made of? And some people crumble and come home. Because you find out that I'm not made of this. I'm not meant to do this. Someone is supposed to do everything for me. So I'm going back to my home. Some people do. Like a lot of people move away and then just be like, after they can't hack it. And they come home, and that's perfectly fine.
No shame in that.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. At least you know. Yeah, at least you know I'm not going to be far from home.
Like you also said, like also like if you like a lot of people that if you're born in Ireland and like you've lived here your whole life, you don't really have to like you've come across people in college, secondary school, primary school, if you're a football club, all that kind of shit. Like at this point in my life, if I stayed exactly where I was and nobody else moved, I don't really need new friends. I know so many people, and I know like people that aren't your friends but your acquaintances, and you can go chill with them, you can go out with these people. You don't really have to go out or do anything anymore. But like if you move away, you kind of like it's starting all over again. And I think it's just one of those situations where like you ever get that feeling when you're about to do something like your first day in your new job, or like your first day doing something you haven't done before?
There's always that level of excitement,
even just anxiety.
But
I feel like that's the sign that you're doing something right. Like you're going
growth there's no comfort when you're growing. Like whatever it is, like you're supposed to be uncomfortable in that, because if this podcast ever got too comfortable for us, then we know it's like, we'll just click record, and it was uncomfortable. Like, okay, we have to drive further, get all this sorted. We have to have a hard conversation. And it was uncomfortable having this conversation, and I'm using this because that's something we all went through together. But we've seen the growth within that and within our own relationship, but we had to go through a bit of discomfort to discover that.
Because I'm not even going to lie, like being comfortable is miserable.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the thing. Like you set yourself up for just like a repetitive system where it's a bit like I won't even try and make as much friends here. Yeah. Because I know I'm gonna see them next week. Do you know what I mean? Like I know in some way, shape, or form I'm gonna see that person. So I'm not really like trying to make friends. Like I know there's an event coming. Like I have the freedom to decide whether I want to go to or not, and it's not like there'll be any sort of like at this stage I have so many, not the flex, I have so many friends, but there's no repercussions if I'm not at certain things.
Popular guy.